Hi, students, and happy Wednesday. I thought that today we could try something different than what we've done so far. So I worked last night to try to put together a video so that you could work independently, but you could still have my help here on the screen and in the classroom as I circulate. This way you can listen with your earbuds and you can pause the recording so that you can go back and watch things again or listen to things again. And also this might be good for those of you who kind of like to tune people out and maybe you work better in a quiet environment. So I just want to try something new. I'm not saying that it's going to work, but we are going to do an experiment today. And this will be really good if it does work, and you can give me some feedback politely if you don't like it. But if you do like it, I really want to know. Okay? So just like always, we are going to start with no red ink. All right? So I want you to go ahead. Let's see if I've got it on my screen. I don't think I do have it on my screen. No, I do. So, now I got to make sure that I'm sharing my screen with you. Okay. All right, so now you can see me over here in the corner, and you can see the screen over here, the bigger picture, and you've got your regular no red ink. So we're going to take a look, and some of you have expressed some concern, some confusion with what we're doing here. This way, I'm just going to go through it a little bit. And, if you are struggling, then you can watch this part. If you got it, then you can go ahead and fast forward a little bit, okay? All right, so I'm going to take a look here. We're working at parallel structure, and that's not what I meant to look at. I want to look at a preview. All right, so this is probably what your screen looks like. We are in the process of our first assignment. Select any words that are parallel to the bold words. So, like I told you in class, parallel lines are similar in nature, okay? They, they're side by side. They're alike. For lack of a better word, this isn't mathematical. Parallel words, on the other hand, have a similar structure, a similar form, and you're going to be able to kind of match them up with each other. That's really the best way that I can say it. I know a lot of students, they're like, oh, I get it now. You just match them up. They're like each other. So in this case, I have 3 words that are matched up: salmon, chicken, and broccoli. So I'm going to click on chicken and broccoli, and I'm going to submit my answers. Okay. Now, this is a writer I like, Gabriel Garcia Marquez. His dentist warned him to stop eating Kit Kats, snacking on Cheetos, and Slurpees. When I have an option like this, I can click on it to see my different options. So when I want a parallel structure, I have a list here. So I've got eating Kit Kats, Cheetos, and Slurpees. Ultimately, I think this is going to be my best answer, but let's take a look at a wrong answer, okay? His dentist warned him to stop eating Kit Kats, snacking on Cheetos. That might work because eating and snacking match up. They're the same format. I've got eating Kit Kats and snacking on Cheetos, but Slurpees kind of messes it up. So if I was going to make this work, I would have to add the word drinking, okay? Drinking Slurpees. That way I'd have eating, snacking, and drinking, but I can't change this one. So I'm going to have to go back and see what my other options are. This doesn't work at all. There are 3 different formats. So I'm going to pick Kit Kats, Cheetos, and Slurpees because that's just a list. Okay? And let's look at one more. We're going to select the words that are parallel to the bold words. And so strutting. All right, since going to the fashion show, Mr. Filch prefers strutting to walking normally. So strutting is a kind of walk, and I'm going to click the other kind of walk, okay? Notice strutting has ing on the end, walking has ing. Those kind of match up. You also don't want to make the mistake of clicking extraneous words. You don't want the word to in there. Sometimes if you have the word and in a list, people click on that and they get the answer wrong. Okay. All right. So we're going to go back. I'm going to say that we're done here with that little mini tutorial. And I want you to time yourself for your 10 minutes on no red ink. I'll kind of keep watch and see, give you some notice when it's been about 10 minutes so you can move on. All right, next, let's take a look at Google Classroom. So everybody needs to log on to your Google Classroom. This is a first period class. It's a different color, but all the attachments are the same. So I'm going to scroll down just a little bit, and I'm going to show you these were the handouts from yesterday, September 11th, the theme and symbol notes that we took. Okay, these are the pages from the book if you want to open those up to take a look at if you haven't done that assignment yet. This is your first page for taking notes. Notice that you're going to look at page 418 of that last handout I showed you. Take your notes on this page from 418, and then take your notes on this page from page 420. Okay, this goes in your English toolkit, that pocket folder I told you needed. All right, I posted today's news, and then I went through and I posted your vocabulary packet that we started working on today. So take a look at your packet. Go ahead and get that out. The first page was academic vocabulary. We went through that. We've got alter, layer, symbol, theme, and unify. Here's definitions and example sentences. You've also got part B where we filled in the blank, one blank per each vocabulary word, and we didn't do part C, so you can cross that off. All right, next we did the additional academic vocabulary. Again, we've got 5 academic vocab words. These are words that you just need to know. Adjust, capable, ongoing, prospect, and uniform. Again, I suspect that you probably already know these words, but they're here, and you will be quizzed on them at a later date. After you review part A, look at part B. You've got 5 questions. These, I don't think there really is a wrong answer because these are about you. You are analyzing or you're applying the definitions of these academic vocabulary words to yourself. Okay? What are 3 professions whose members wear uniforms? What are your prospects for the future? What have you had to adjust to a new situation? What tasks are you capable of? Describe an ongoing friendship. A lot of people had a question about this one today. An ongoing friendship might be a friendship that you've had since elementary school. Maybe it's your best friend, maybe a cousin, maybe it's your friendship with your pet or your parent. So I would just say, I have had an ongoing friendship with my childhood neighbor, Tim. We've known each other since we were 2 and 3 years old. That's a good example, okay? All right, let's take a look at page 4, or not page 4, vocabulary practice. Nope. Let's go back. Words in context. That's your next page. Okay, most of us got to the beginning of this page today, but we did not finish. This was for you to do for homework. What I want to point out to you, if you have not done it, is do it. You must do it now. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. All right, so down the left-hand side of the page, you are going to number each box, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. You've got 10 rows. You've got 10 sentences, and you have 10 bold words. I'm going to write the word acquiesce right here in this box. And I can annotate here. Okay, so in this box right here, I'm going to put number 1, acquiesce, ACQUIESCE. And then I'm going to read the sentence. Sentence number 1 says, the court forbade Georg from hunting on the land, but he did not acquiesce. He continued his hunting parties here. And so I'm going to use those context clues and try to figure out what does it mean to acquiesce. Okay? If the court forbade, forbid is past tense, or forbade is past tense of forbid. So if I forbid somebody to do something, I'm telling them not to do it. Here it says that he did not acquiesce, okay? The court forbade Georg from hunting on the land, but he did not acquiesce. So I think that he did not follow directions, is what I think that means. Because when I keep reading, it says he continued his hunting parties there. All right? So I don't know for certain, but that seems like it might be a good guess based upon the context. All right. Number 2, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to write number 2 on this line. I'm going to look at the word. It says condolences, CONDOLENCES. Condolences. And my sentence is, Georg threatens to kill Ulrich, yet promises to send condolences to Ulrich's family. If somebody threatens to kill someone else, then they promise to send something, what might they send? Okay, somebody earlier said maybe they're going to send threats. I don't know. The key word here, however, is didn't need to do that, is the word yet. Okay, yet kind of indicates an opposite. Okay, he threatens to kill Ulrich. But on the other hand, he promises to send condolences. So you might have heard the word condolences as it relates to, when somebody dies, they send condolences or I'm sorry's. All right. I want you to put this video on pause for a few minutes, and I want you to finish writing these, filling in these blanks for questions 3 or sentences 3, 4, so forth through 10. Okay. Let me just read these sentences to you. Number 3, Ulrich drinks a draught of his wine after being injured. Number 4, Ulrich views Georg as an interloper. He feels that the forest lands are his and that Georg has no right to hunt on them. Number 5, Ulrich is filled with languor. His injury and the cold have taken away his energy. Number 6, Ulrich waits for the marauders, hoping to catch the men who have no right to the deer. Number 7, the men viewed nature as pestilential. The wind could only hurt them and make them sick. Number 8, Ulrich and Georg are pinioned by a fallen tree and cannot move. Number 9, trees cling to rock ledges by their roots in the precipitous woodland. And number 10, Ulrich and Georg waited for their foresters to rescue them and give them succor in this difficult situation. All right, so as a side note, the story that we are going to be reading here in the next few days is called The Interlopers, and our two main characters are named Georg, looks like George. Let's see, what does that one do? Haha, no, I don't want that. Let's undo that. They're named Georg and Ulrich. Okay, looks kind of like Ulrich. Some people might say that, but our story takes place in Eastern Europe, so the pronunciation is Georg and Ulrich. Okay, all right, when you finish that, turn the video back on and we will continue. Welcome back. We are now going to move on to vocabulary practice. That's the next page. All right, in this activity, you have fill in the blanks. You have part A, where you're going to write the word from the box above that correctly completes each sentence. Okay, simple fill in the blank with the correct word. Again, using context clues. Nurses and doctors offer blank and help to people who are ill. Okay, nurses and doctors offer this and help to people who are ill. So the word I'm going to add, I'm going to put is the word succor, which has to do with help. Okay. Press pause and finish this section. And press start when you've finished. All right, part B, writing option. Okay, this is kind of an open response type question. Imagine how you might resolve an argument. Write a paragraph using at least 2 words from the box. Okay, so what are my key words here? Okay, imagine how you might resolve an argument. You're going to write a paragraph. Okay, I like this little spotlight. And you're going to use 2 words from the box. Okay, this can be a real argument that you've had, or this can be an imaginary argument. Okay, when you finish this, I want you to press pause, finish your writing, and then press play again. Isn't this fun? Okay, our last handout for the day has to do with vocabulary strategies. And if you remember on the last story we read, Everyday Use, our vocabulary strategy there was the prefix re, R-E. Do you remember what the prefix re means? Yeah, you're right, it means again. Okay, so now we're going to look at connotation. You may remember this from last year or middle school. You may have never heard this before, but let me show you a cute little video that shows the difference.
Connotation and denotation. Denotation is the literal meaning of a word. For instance, what your dictionary definition for the term meaning is a word that is consistent and happiness sounds unlike anything that anyone else. Very special and cool. The word meaning has connotation values. Very most of the word. Some have connotations such as he was a popular football player. This could be interpreted as positive or negative. Or it could be a happy football player, one that knows that he's doing the place doing well. No
Okay, hopefully that was helpful. Connotation, and you may have heard denotation. That may be one that you've heard before. Denotation is the dictionary meaning of a word, but connotation has attitudes and feelings attached to it. Okay, so reading from our instructions, the word acquiesce and bend both mean to agree to something. But bend suggests like a surrender, so that's not associated with acquiesce. When you choose among words that have almost the exact same meaning, use their connotation or those feelings and attitudes that are associated with the word to help you select the one that is the best fit. All right, let's look at activity A. Choose the word that best fits each sentence. Write it in the blank. And our first word pair is used versus recycled. Okay, so which works better in this sentence? Chris bought a car used from the dealer, or Chris bought a car recycled from the dealer? I don't know about you, but I think used might be the best option. But let's take a look at the second sentence. The blank bottles will be made into new ones. All right. The recycled bottles will be made into new ones. Yeah, that definitely works. Okay. So pause the video, finish numbers 2 through 8, and then press play. Okay. Section B. This says on a separate sheet of paper, but you don't have to use a separate sheet of paper. I think you'll have plenty of paper on here, plenty of room here, and I think the back of this page is blank. So if you need extra room, you can write on the back. But we're going to compare two words, the word slender and emaciated. They both mean skinny, okay? It's just the connotation that goes with each word. So you may want to Google both of these words, slender and emaciated, and see what the definition, what words are associated with that. And that way you can write a sentence that shows the difference, okay, the difference in the connotation, kind of like these sentence pairs, okay? I want you to do that. And when you are done, you can turn in your whole packet to the front of the room in the blue divider thing. I forget what that's called. But you know what I'm talking about. The blue paper sorter, that's it. At the front of the room, and finish out the hour working on no red ink. If you have questions, you can let me know. You can email me. You can raise your hand, and I will do my best to help you. And I would really like some feedback on this video lesson. Let me know how you liked it. If you did like it, if you didn't like it, if you'd like to do this more often. I want to see what you thought. Okay? Bye.